Okay, let's just be together for a few moments. Mhm. Nothing going on, just now. Here and now, I know I am. No name or form. No name, no form, no history, no future. Just simply now, pure knowing without any attributes at all. No attributes. Simply is. This moment as it is uncreated by anyone who thinks they're here creating something, an ego. This moment, when we recognize pure being, who created this? I created this. It just simply is now. As I like to say, there's nothing behind the curtain of this moment. No past, no future. No higher, no lower, no deeper, no more subtle. Nothing is behind the curtain. There's only this completely blown wide open, infinite, eternal now. Only when that which divides, which is called ego, another word for ego is that which divides. It divides between itself and the other, itself and the world, itself and God, whatever. It divides this moment into past, present, and future. Ego is the divisive factor. In the absence of that ego, like right this moment now, there's no division of time. There's no division of space. There's only everything, which is what is. If you're just here and now and don't listen to what mind is saying, what past? It's only a concept, an apparition based on collection of thoughts in the mind and an ego that says my past and an ego that says my future. In the absence of that ego, where are those things? They don't exist. An ego will say, no, 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 don't believe that. Don't believe him. What about me? What about my story? And then we go, oh, yes, that's right. But then again, here and now, nothing. The truth is this. Truth is only ever always now. And also freedom is only ever always now. Freedom's not something you'll find in the future. Freedom always is, but for us not recognizing what's glaringly obvious. It's not subtle, it's not deep, it's obvious. That's why I call this having a holiday from all of that belief of concepts and ideas and fears and anxieties and worries and regrets and guilts and remorses. A holiday from all of that movement, which is just ego, but that ego is a phantom. It doesn't actually exist. What does exist now, undeniably, doesn't need any proof, description, understanding, intellectualization, doesn't need anything but knowing. So obvious. And this is the end of the path, the end of the road. The end of the road, funnily enough, ends up being where you have always been already now, your whole life. Not one moment has this not been true, not one moment of your life. So all of our seeking and reading and meditating and sadhanas, that's all great. It was all necessary, but it was all leading in the wrong direction, all of it. All of that leads in the wrong direction. All of that takes you away from what is so glaringly obvious and eternal. That's why my book, Liberation, is the end of the spiritual path. It's the end. Welcome home. You never left. Nice to see everyone. Would anyone like to speak about anything, talk, argue, criticize, question? Anything, everything is fine.
Hi, Sal. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thanks for being here.
I'm very happy to be here. I have two questions. One is um, when I sometimes when I get stressed, I get headaches, and I just like some feedback on, yeah, how to deal with that, or yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one way. When I was living with the guru master Jnani, a real Indian, the real deal, many years ago. For 2 years, I lived in an ashram with a like a Ramana kind of guy.
Yeah.
One time, and this doesn't apply to you, but I'll tell it because it's kind of a nice story. Someone said to him, "Ramana, I have a headache. Getting a lot of headaches." And this is not applying to you, but it's reminded me
Okay.
of this funny story. And you could tell he's like thinking, this must mean something. I'm getting headaches. Maybe Kundalini is rising or something. Something spiritual's going on. Aju's going to be impressed. He says, Ajay, I have a headache. What should I do? I just said, take an aspirin.
Mm,
Okay, but now that that aside, as far as stress, obviously, stress can cause all kinds of problems in the body and the head and everything. So what to do? I have only one solution for everything. And it doesn't necessarily going to even be a solution, but the only thing I ever suggest is to come out into the sun where there's no head to have a headache. And so what happens when you do that, when you have stress, obviously, or any other emotion, really, it triggers the mind to start thinking, and that thinking causes more stress. And then the stress gets bigger, and then the thoughts get stronger, and then it's a big vicious circle. So you can't do anything with the stress in the body. I mean, you could drink alcohol or something, I guess, but as far as, what we're talking about. But what you can do is stop stop the thoughts. And I don't mean stop the thoughts, but I mean jump off the thoughts for a moment and come out into the sun where there are no thoughts. And then thoughts maybe will come back in quickly, but again, then jump off again. And then thoughts will come in and again jump off again. And the more you stay off of that roller coaster of thoughts, the more you give the body a chance to calm down a little bit and relax. So, and I always use this analogy, it's like driving a car. When you put your foot on the gas, the car speeds up. Putting your foot on the gas in this case is getting into the thoughts and, you know, going over and over. That's putting your foot on the gas. Having a holiday is putting the car in neutral. The car's now in neutral, body being the car. And what happens? Does the car stop immediately? No. The faster it's going, the longer it takes to slow down. But as long as it's in neutral, it will eventually slow down and come to rest. But if it starts slowing down and then you go right back into there, you put your foot on the gas again, then it starts back up again. The engine starts revving. And so that's my only that's the only thing I ever say.
mm.
I don't have any means of solving anything or fixing anything or changing anything. I just say come out to the sun where there is no head, there is no anxiety. And for that moment there are no thoughts either. And more be devoted to this. And then just see, you can let me know.
Yeah, thank you. No, that makes so much sense. Yeah, it does.
Good.
Um, so my second question is that I have a friend who's sort of on the spiritual path, and I think she's going into
Oh,
a
a
lot of.
friend. Yeah, she's a friend is probably, that's the I got a friend. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
um,
Yeah.
she is, but she's sort of want. I think she's in a phase of wanting to understand it all.
Okay,
Um, what life's about and the world and everything.
that's
But
great.
yeah, so um, my question about her is that for many years she's had a physical pain that keeps moving around, and the doctors, try and do things, but it's still there. And I'm just wondering, with this work, can somebody like her who's got a lot of pain, constant pain, um, what can this work do for her? And yeah.
My answer is I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe. I know many people who have had many different things going on. When they come to know this message, it can help, but there's no guarantee. I would never have the audacity to say, have a holiday and all your pain's going to go away or something like that.
Hmm.
But, it depends, if the pain is caused by stress or something, thoughts or something emotional or physical, coming coming to a holiday which puts the body mind at rest, maybe it can have some benefit, but I certainly would not
Hmm.
be cavalier enough to say that for sure that's true. I don't know. She would only have to see for herself.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. that's helpful so I can sort of talk to her about it in that
Okay.
context.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sal.
Thank you, Sally. It's nice to see you. Hi, Stefan.
Oops. Hi, Sal. Wait, I do my hand. Oh, the hand is down.
Yes, I did it for you.
Oh, thank you. It was so nice to hear your voice and go in a holiday with you and with you all.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And I have a question. Questions come up. I make a lot of holidays. No, I'm not. I make a lot of holidays. So when holidays happens
Yes.
often during the day, and it always makes me smile. It's very beautiful. It's yeah. Now comes the question. We now meet, four people, and read your book. Liberation is, you know. This is
Okay.
very, very beautiful. And a question comes up. When I was reading, we met 2 days ago, and in this book, we are on the first exercises about awareness, and there is you say awareness is always free.
Mm-hmm.
And now a question comes, and the question is maybe funny. Uh, where is awareness when I am not there? So isn't awareness connected with me?
First of all, can you read me the exact quote? Because I'd like to hear the
Yes,
context of that.
I have it here.
Because I don't remember. It's a long time ago I wrote that.
Notice it's on page 40. Notice something. Wait a minute, sorry. Oh. So far, when we have a holiday, we recognize that what is aware, all inclusive, and free. Actually, I understand it, but when we read this sentence, this question come up, and I cannot answer it. What is when I'm not there? Where is awareness?
What do you mean?
Is
When are you not there?
when I'm dead.
When you're dead?
Yes.
I have no idea what happens after your body dies, but what does that matter? What about in your life when you're alive? When are you not there when you're alive?
Yeah. This is yes, but I stuck here now. I never did stuck before when I read this. Uh, because yes, so before I'm born, there's also life, and then a new form come into life.
Okay, let's start right there. Before you were born, so
Yes.
let's go back. First, you were before you came out of the womb, you were inside the womb, and where was there, right? Life was there. Life was present, yes. And when you were an embryo, life
Yes.
was, so that's
Sure.
aware. Where is life also, right?
That
Before
is
the,
aware. This is what you mean with aware. Just the life that
well,
is
according to what
alive.
you just read, not exactly, because according to what you just read, it said, notice when you ha have a holiday, notice that what is aware. And what else did I say there? Can you read the second half?
And aware is all inclusive and free, so not connected to nothing. So how do I came into play? But I'm sorry, kind of confused. Still, we was talking about in the group, and I guess yes, it's okay. It's kind of it's kind of a logical mind
Well,
question.
I mean, I'd really need to see a larger context of that conversation or whatever I was saying there, because there's several things that can be said. I'm not saying you should read a larger context.
You
When
meant
I say,
it's the first beginnings. Inquiry one, experiment. Attention is free,
okay,
and
but
then
attention is
focused
free.
attention, and then
Yeah,
when
attention and aware are two different things, really. I mean, they're the same, but attention means aware
yes,
attends to an object, or aware attends to itself, aware.
yes,
So that attention is also free, because there's no one doing there's no doer of the attention. If attention moves to the hand, then it does that on its own. Or then if attention comes onto itself as a holiday, there's no doer of that either. There's no doer, because we work together a lot. So
yes, I know.
there's no doer. You don't choose to have a holiday. You don't choose to be lost in thoughts. That movement happens. So in that way, you can say attention is free. It moves freely. There's no one doing anything there. So that's one context I mean that in, but it depends on the rest of the whole thing surrounding that particular sentence for more that I can say. But aware is always free also means when you come out on a holiday and you recognize this aware knowing that's here now, it's always been here now, hasn't it? And this aware knowing is free of everything. It's free. It doesn't have a name or form or attachment or past or future. It has nothing. It's free. You see? Does that
Yes.
does that mean something to you?
It, I guess the it's not a problem, but I have no word for this now. The problem is when I read this, my mind makes the awareness to an object, I guess. I don't,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I think now when the holiday happens, I try to
Okay.
let
Hold on. Okay,
the awareness free.
let's
Uh,
approach this in a different way. You know the answer to this question? You know that there's only one answer to this question. Do you know what it is?
get out.
Yeah, is gone.
Yeah, yeah.
That question is gone. What's left?
Mhm.
You, and no question. And that's the answer.
This is tricky. This is really tricky. Yes, I know. You are right. You
What?
are
That's not
completely right.
tricky.
But this, this plays.
When the question goes, who's having the question? The one who wants to understand, right? And who wants to understand but ego? No, I don't denigrate ego. I'm not
Yes,
making it bad or
yes,
anything. It's just a
yes.
movement. But who wants to know is ego, wants to understand. So in that trying to understand, you've jumped right back on the carousel and
Um,
you've left freedom. Well,
yes.
I
Thank
don't
you for
understand
reminding me.
anything. I don't understand. What the hell do I don't understand anything about life? What? I don't want to understand it. I'm too lazy to try to understand something.
Mm,
Just right now, just nothing. What question? What, even the word aware, get rid of it. Let's do that.
mm,
Let's have a holiday, everyone. Blown wide open, knowing I'm going to say some words, okay? Everybody here and now recognize I am here and now. Just can you give me a little Indian head nod or something? Here and now, no past, no future, I am, right? Is that true for everyone? We can put some words on it. Obviously, you could say the word aware, right? Some people say awareness, aware, right? Now get rid of that word. And what's now here? Okay, it's something else you could say. Now. You can say that now, obviously, isn't it true? Now. Now get rid of that word. And what's here? You could say I. I am here. I am. Now get rid of that phrase. I am. You can say eternal because this is eternally true. Whenever you look, it's the same. So it's eternal, right? Now get rid of that word. And what's here? Nothing, right? That's clear for everyone. Now get rid of that word also. Freedom. Freedom from the known. That question is the known trying to understand something. And why do you need to understand it? Why? Why don't you just be free? Instead of understanding freedom, why don't you be free? As I say, the way to be free or the way of freedom is very, very complicated. The way of freedom is very complicated. The way of freedom is to be free, like now. Stop reading the book. You're going to just screw yourself. The book did its job for you years ago, and then we'll work together. Are you reading with people like lions or just other friends?
Me?
Yeah, you. I'm
Uh,
talking to.
uh, I don't see you now. I don't know. Something is with my computer. Do you see me?
I see you, yes.
Okay. No, no, it's with lions.
Okay, lions. All right, lions. Whoever's reading it with Stefan, I don't know. That's
No, no,
fucking
no. You,
that
you,
book.
you.
That book is for it's kindergarten. I'm a bad salesman. I know. Believe me. If I had a publisher, they'd be mad at me for saying that. Fortunately, I published myself, so I'm mad at myself. Once you've read that book, then it's ready. Maybe you come to work with me on an intensive, and then why are you going back into all of that stuff? Just be free.
It was just, it's the first time I read this book. It's nice to meet people, and I thought read
Then
this book.
read Blown Wide Open instead, because that's just holidays.
Yes, I understand what you mean.
You do whatever you want, Stefan. But
I was.
you know
Excuse
the
me, I didn't
answer, man.
understand you now.
You do whatever you want, of course, but if you want to get together with friends, lions, and do something, then Blown Wide Open is the book for that. Because it's just
Yeah.
one holiday after another. It's just you read as you're reading it, you're like freedom, 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 freedom.
Mm.
You know. So that one I would suggest if you'd like to read something with people, friends, you know. But if you start reading that first grade book, Liberation is the End of the Spiritual Path. I hope nobody new here is listening to this. And it's great if you haven't read it, but if you've read it and worked with me on an intensive, then I would suggest don't go back into that. And I'm serious.
Yeah, maybe this is it. When you have the when it's normal and then you start to read the menu, it's
Yeah,
kind of
exactly. You've already been eating the meal. Now you're gonna go start eating the menu instead. You start trying. You're gonna start trying to understand the menu. What do they mean? Steak tartare with French fries. And I can't
yes.
quite get my head around that, you know? Just eat the fucking steak tartare with French fries. You have the full meal already, Stefan. What are you going back to the menu for, man? Come on. The way of freedom is to be free. It's not to read my book, even though it is the greatest book ever written. Of course, don't get me wrong. And very humble too, actually, you know.
Oh my God. Funny.
But if you do want, but it's nice to get together with lions. But honestly, reading Blown Wide Open is different because it's just like you know what Blown Wide Open is, like I did at the beginning of this call for 10 minutes for Share the Holiday. That entire book is openings from Zoom open meetings. The whole book
Mm.
is open holidays from open meetings. Everyone, I think there's 40 or something in there. So you
Mm.
can read that together, take turns reading something, and just be free. You won't even try to understand anything if you read that book. You'll just read three fucking words and you're out, you know. That book is really for someone who has the recognition, especially instant freedom. If you feel like you're losing something or need some support, open that book, blown wide open, and read one sentence is all you need. You'll be right back on a holiday.
No,
Anyway,
actually,
okay.
really, actually, I do not need any support.
No, you
And
don't,
it's nice
Stefan.
to listen to you and stuff. But yeah, it happened,
But you see what's happening. You know what I tell people? Uh, First of all, we have a new 2-month online intensive beginning on January 5th. I'm just putting that out. But what if you sign up, you have to agree for those 2 months not to read any spiritual books, not to meditate, not to do any sadhana, not to look at any videos on YouTube, but to do this only. And it's not because I'm trying to be exclusive, not because I think I'm better than anyone else, because if you do my work and then read something else, you will get confused. Okay, so that's once the intensive's over, people are free and often they start reading and then they get confused. Not that there's anything wrong with what they're reading, but it's the mind starts working. And so it even goes to my own book. Once you finish me, if you start reading my book, you're going to get confused because you start figuring it out again. What do you have to figure out, man? Come on, Stefan. I know you well, man. 2 years now. You don't need to figure anything out. Just be nothing. How about that? Free falling. Ask me the meaning of life. I have no fucking idea. Ask me where we came from, where we're going, who am I? Well, I don't know any of that, man. I just am. That's it. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. I understand what you say. You open the knob just now.
Good. It's
Okay.
great, Stefan. You're wonderful, man. You're a beauty. You're a beauty.
Mm.
Thanks, Stefan. Hi, David. Good to see you, man. Been a while. I have to
Hey
find you.
Sal, how you doing? Yeah, it's
I'm
been a
good.
minute.
Oh, yeah, it's been a minute for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
How's,
yeah.
how's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Yeah, it's interesting how just things kind of like what Stefan was just saying about the book, and just last night before I went to bed, I had this thought because I didn't even know where your book is. It's somewhere around here. Actually, I think I have two copies of it because at one point I lost it,
That's
and I
good. It's
ordered
better to have
another
two
one.
copies. Definitely better to have two copies for sure.
Exactly. Everyone should get two copies of Sal's book.
Everyone, at least, at least.
Makes a great Christmas gift.
Yeah.
No, but I was just thinking before I went to bed, like, man, maybe I should, open that up again, revisit it, um, and then, here I am
Yeah.
today for the first time in a long time, uh, and meaning to log on, and not knowing exactly when the Lions Den meeting is. So I've just been sort of in my
Yeah.
own world. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's but I've also come to the realization at times that, I've been recently having holidays, and I'll admit that there was a certain part of me that was sort of dismissing the, how should I put it, the like I'm beyond that already. I don't need this holiday thing that he's talking about. So this is this
Okay.
dismissal thing, and then
Hmm.
realizing, well, actually, I do, and let me
Hmm.
recheck that. So I didn't go searching for the book. I just sort of brought to myself like what I thought of as a holiday, and it just immediately kind of washed things away and just brought clarity. And I just felt like if I don't know now, if I don't know what I've already discovered, and you know, then yeah, I'm then I didn't understand anything. So, but I do, and I think there's this propensity for us to keep going back it's like a spring. It just keeps pulling us back. But wait, maybe I've missed something here, and maybe I don't quite understand it because I'm still like in my case, I'm still experiencing anxiety.
Okay.
Sometimes it's chronic, whatever. So I start
Okay.
thinking, then I must not be getting it. I must not be getting it because I got this thing going on here. And
Yeah.
then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So,
Yeah.
and just you talking about, like, again, reminder, there's no doer here. This is just the energy, the flow of life, the grace or whatever that's bringing you to this realization and bringing you out of it and bringing you into it. Even though you're always there, you're the one who's witnessing this in and out flow, but you're always there.
Hmm.
And it's, so I'm happy that I'm checking in with you guys again, because I really do need the support and the community, when part of me was kind of denying that I needed it, you know? So happy you're
That's,
still doing this, and, hope
mhm.
I was hoping to come to India. I finally,
Yeah, I know, David. I
reached
know.
out to you. I was like, okay, I can do this now. But another time, hopefully. And
So what I would say is, David, because you've done at least one intensive, or did you do two intensives?
I've done, yeah, one intensive, then a mini intensive, I think.
Yeah, so once you've done an intensive, then you're in the Lions Den, and then you have the Lions Den meetings and still the open meetings, and also the Lions community. So I say um, this work is not trivial. Once you come to know it's the end, but it's only the beginning of the end also, because you have to keep living this freedom, what I
Hmm.
call living freedom, or being devoted to this, to freedom, your own freedom. And so that doesn't mean reading other books or even reading my book, because then you get back into seeking and confusion. What it
Yeah.
means is keep reading. So what I like to offer is what Buddhism calls the triple gem, which in Buddhism is called the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, or the teacher, the teaching, and the community. Now, in modern days, all three of those things have become very corrupted. A lot of abuse with teachers and bad teachings and abusive communities. So it's all of those things are frowned upon. The teacher, the teachings also, and the community. But it's still vitally important. I'm not a teacher. I just, as I say, I like to say, I am a guy, I have the message in my pocket and it's burning a hole in my pocket. And I just want to hand it over. So that would be the role you could say of a teacher, but I don't see myself like that. The teaching, you could just say, is the message that I share, which is your message. It's not mine. I'm not exclusive about it. And the community is what I offer with the Lions Den and the Lions community and open meetings to continue, because that's essential. It's essential, even though we're very cynical about all three of those things because there's so much abuse and corruption. It's still very valid if it's done without any abuse or corruption. I don't want anything. I don't see myself as a guru, nothing like that. I don't think I'm special with the teaching, and I don't want any. And the community is free, man. Everybody can do whatever they want. I don't want anything. But it's so for you, David, who's been a couple of years since you did an intensive, of course, without staying true to truth, without taking advantage of the support that's here, of course that's going to happen. Absolutely, man.
Hmm.
Of course, for anyone. So then you think you're missing something, or you should read the book again, or maybe read another book, or go to a meditation or a teacher, and then you're back on the carousels. But you already jumped off the carousels 2 years ago. You know the answer. You know that you are the answer. So the only thing to do is to continue being devoted to truth, and that's why I offer support as I do. Doesn't it's and for free also. Just to because I see it's very important. And again, as far as reading, I do think the book Blown Wide Open is good because it's nothing to understand. You read one sentence and you're back. Okay, of course. How could I have forgotten? You know. So if you want to read anything of mine, that's I would suggest Blown Wide Open.
Yeah, I haven't picked that up yet, so I'll pick up two
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah, yeah, at least, so
At
recommend.
least.
You can read one on each hand, like read it like you get twice as enlightened. It's what I guarantee.
Sounds like a plan. Awesome.
Nice to see you, David.
Thank you. Great to see you too.
Cheers, brother.
One more thing, if I
Okay.
can interject. Um, when I was talking to Bindu the other day, and she mentioned, I told her I live in Woodstock, New York, and she mentioned, oh,
Yes,
someone else lives in Woodstock, and I don't remember who that was, and I don't know if they're here on this
Dylan,
call.
Dylan.
Okay, so I just putting it out there. If anybody lives somewhere in the upstate New York, Woodstock area, maybe we can, get together. Maybe there's a community meeting or something
That's
like
great.
that. We can
I'm
read,
glad to hear that. You can
from
also
Wyoming.
join. Also, I have the WhatsApp Lions Meet group on WhatsApp that I didn't have it 2 years ago, but if you write
Okay.
me, I'll give you the link to that. You can connect with people that way as well.
Oh, cool, cool. All right,
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So Kate just sent the actual quote, Stefan. The quote is, "When attention is not focused on anything in particular, aware, that means aware is not attached or bound to anything, so you can say it's free." I don't know if that's the same quote, but it could have been another quote actually, because I say the same thing in the whole book. I only have one thing to say.
No, this
That
is
is
just
you're
this
free. Be
quote.
free. What's that?
That is this quote. But the question disappeared
Exactly.
already.
That was, I knew it would. I knew it would. Stop causing trouble, would you? Leave the trouble to Larry, please. I love the people that come to these meetings and come to the work and intensives. Really, 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 really beautiful people. I thank everyone. My mother's on the call too. Hi, Mom. You can wave. You can wave, Mom. She was meditating 50 years ago when I was just too busy playing guitar and smoking weed, thinking who's this crazy woman doing? She was already meditating with the guru and everything.
So you inherited this.
I
Now the
did.
truth comes out.
Exactly. It's all thanks to my mother.
I don't have a question,
Mom, I was
Sal.
only kidding. I didn't smoke weed. I was joking. She knows everything. I did everything. She knows it all. I never drank or anything. Never took heroin. None of that stings, Mom. I swear. She knows everything. I'm sorry. Somebody was going to say something.
Yeah, hi, Sal. It's Bill.
Who's wait? Who's talking?
Yeah, Bill T. Kramer, Bill and Connie. Can you see? Is it showing up? I'll
Oh,
try.
Bill. Hi, Bill. I'm sorry, Bill. I got you now. Hi, Bill. Sorry,
Okay.
buddy. Got
I
you, buddy.
went to raise my hand. It didn't offer the option, so I just jumped in. But yeah, it's the first time on the call, Sal. Reading your book, actually doing a book club around it, and it.
What book club? You doing Amy's book club?
Oh well, Amy. So I was introduced to you through Amy Johnson. Yes.
Yeah, we spoke. Did we speak on that call, or I saw you
Yeah,
there? Yeah,
we
yeah,
did.
of course.
We did. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
wonderful. And so, subsequent to that, we got the book, and several of us are interested in coming together. That idea that you just brought out about the value of Sangha, that's my experience too. And so, being on this call, I just wanted to share being on this call. It generates such a lovely space to rest in, become
Exactly.
familiar with this space. It really has a great value for me, and I think the people that we're doing the book club with. So I just wanted to come on and say thank you, Sal. I really appreciate what you're contributing, and the cleanness, like you're saying. You're not looking for anything. That whole the way that so much has been used, kind of individually,
Yeah.
lost a little of its purity. It's beautiful to see the clarity that you come with, and the holidays. I've just gotten that first chapter of Blown Wide Open, and it's like, yeah, just like it.
Yeah, right. No, one sentence and you're like, oh yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, how can that be? You know, all of my life,
Yeah,
just I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out. In one sentence, it's like, oh.
yeah. That's so great, Bill. So happy to hear that, man. Thank you so much for letting me know. Much appreciated. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for all you bring.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bill. Nice to see you. Hi, Ellen. I'm going to unhand you and then I'm going to find you again. I found you. Hi, Ellen.
Oh, you found me. Thank you.
I
Hi,
did.
Sal. I
Hi.
was in Amy's school too, or still am.
I think, did we speak also? Maybe your name sounds
Yes,
familiar.
we
You look
did. We
familiar.
did.
Yeah, we did. I thought so. Yeah.
Yes, because I really woke up to, and when you are having the call, I woke up to that I've really always been her. That
Oh,
was
yes,
so,
I remember. I remember.
yes, it was, but I've always been her and I always will. And it's still in me. And I'm so thankful and grateful to you
Oh,
because it happened while you were talking.
yeah.
And I was shocked in a way, in a very positive way, of course.
Yeah.
And now when I'm sitting here, I don't have any questions at all. And that's so strange. So I just had
That's
to
so
share.
wonderful.
I'm
I very,
so,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ellen. Please carry
yeah,
on.
in a way, I'm so content and empty in a way. My head is so empty.
Mhm.
So I just feel at peace and more when I'm joining Amy too. I don't have any questions anymore. And what shall I do in the future? I don't need to be in the school, but I love the people there. And
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
so I'll continue just to meet them. And it's so strange, everything now.
That's
So
amazing.
I don't have a question.
You don't have to have a question. Leave the questions to Stefan. If you need a question, he'll give you one. He doesn't have any more.
Hi, Stefan. Well,
He doesn't. Stefan doesn't have any questions. He was just causing trouble.
I think your teaching or what you are writing about is so simple. It can't be
Yeah.
more simple. So that's why I don't know what to ask about. So
You know,
I
I'm
just
just happy to see you, Ellen. You don't have to ask anything, and I get it. I very much remember. Actually, it was the first call. It was a few months ago, at least, because
yes,
I think we spoke twice, and I remember that moment. That was beautiful.
yeah, it was
I was very happy about that.
yeah, and even if I don't have I don't feel I have any problems or anything, but I still, my mind still needs to be in contact with people. I still
Yeah,
need to meet
sure.
and talk, even without any challenges, or I do have challenges, of course, but I don't know what to talk about or what to ask about because everything is very simple. It is only
Yeah,
now, and now it's fine. Now it's fine.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
all.
Well, I'm very happy. I know you have, it's hard if you don't have a question to speak, but you shared with me now, and I'm very happy you did because I'm very happy to see this kind of thing happen. So thank you very much, really.
Thank you.
Much appreciated, Ellen. Thank you, dear Ellen.
So I just wanted to share, actually.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. I like Amy's group a lot. And she has a lot of people in her groups. And I like Amy a lot, and I like her group a lot also.
Well, she's going into silent groups now, so she's heading more and more away from talking to
Oh,
silence.
okay,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Good. Very good. I'm Italian. That's not possible. It's never
I'm
been
Norwegian.
done.
I'm Norwegian. It's possible.
Okay, you're Norwegian, yeah. Never been
Yeah.
done Italian before, so I don't expect to be the first.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Kate. Kate, would you mind, if you possible, to put your camera on so that I can, if possible. Oh,
Hi, is it on?
hi. Well, it's black. Are
Is
you in the
it?
dark?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. If that's not possible, then it's okay.
I'll figure it out for next time.
That's fine. If your picture is there, so I'll pretend you're speaking on your picture.
Sorry.
No, no, no
Um,
worries. No worries at all.
well, I'm new
You're
to
what?
all this. Sorry.
You're new to this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the kindergarten. I shared that quote with you because that was where I was at today,
Okay, that's great.
reading your
Good
book.
place to be.
Yeah. Um, Thank you very much for this space and for sharing. I was wondering, well, where I'm at is I do a lot of thinking. So I'm constantly in past or present and thinking things over and, planning and having conversations and all of that. There is moments like I'm new to what you call holiday, but I do recognize what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I would like more of that. I would like to be more connected to that side of
Okay.
my existence and stop thinking so much. So I guess it's just me remembering that there is that space and I can take holiday anytime I want. And it's just doing that. But I wondered if there is anything else for a newbie like me that might be worth sharing.
There's a lot. That's otherwise I would only have open meetings, but I have that's why I have 2 month online intensives and 10-day live intensives because there is a lot. If not, I would just have an open meeting, share a holiday, and then after 10 minutes I'd disconnect and say goodbye. So on an intensives, we investigate and inquire into many, many, many different things, and the process of doing that clears the mind of a lot of things. That doesn't stop the mind from thinking. My mind goes too. Everyone's mind goes. But the more you recognize freedom and see the value of freedom, the more you live freedom naturally. More you live this and the less and less you live in the mind all the time. And so that comes by clearing out a lot of stuff, not just by the recognition we have on at the beginning of an open meeting. At the beginning of an open meeting, what we recognize is the end. But it's the beginning of the end because we have to clear out a lot of things that keep us terminally attracted to that egoic movement. So after an intensive or a couple intensives sometimes, or just being on Lions Den meetings after intensives, or sticking around after a while, you just start living more and more the freedom, which is what you're asking, which what you want to be able to do. But that takes it takes work. It's not just it's not a magical wand or something like that. It's actually a means of inquiry that actually makes that paradigm shift, as I call it, happen for you. So yes, there's many things I can say, but I can't say them all in an open meeting for sure. For now, what I could say, if you would like, since you haven't read my first book, Liberation is the End of the Spiritual Path, that would be a great start for you. There's a ton in there actually. It's really a whole intensive. And then if you like that and feel drawn or resonate with it, then I would recommend come to an intensive online, and then you'll join the Lions. Then after that, and then you see what happens. People I know for a year, 2 years, 3 years, everyone changes. Everyone lives more and more freedom. That's just the way it is. Many people on this call now I've known for 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. And if any of one of them spoke now, they would tell you what I'm saying to you. This is not a small thing, and it's not trivial, and it's never been trivial ever, and it never will be trivial. As simple as what my message is, which someone said a few minutes ago, it's the ultimate simplicity. Nothing is more simple, but it's not trivial. And so one has to be devoted to this for it to actually create a real change in your life. And yes, you can have that if that's what you want. So that's as much as I really can share with you now, Kate. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It does resonate, and I do have some direct experience, and I have read a few books already, but yours now is different because, reading about something and actually trying and do something, it's two different things. And it is actually challenging me to now see for myself,
Oh, okay.
like, look.
Oh, so are you reading that book now? Liberation is?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
okay.
exactly the page when Stefan was talking about what I was reading
Oh, that
today.
was you. Oh, yeah, right. You sent that text, right? Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
where I got to. But yeah, yeah, I think it's possible for me to have a peace of mind, and it's really
Yeah.
something I want because
Good.
um, yeah, it's just so tiring and
Yeah.
to be thinking so much all the time and be like, you think this is your life and this is all true, what you think,
Hmm.
but it's not. It's
Yeah.
it's just like you focus on that, but
Hmm.
then there is all of that as well, which I'm not noticing.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm really interested.
That's great. Good. Good. So then maybe come again in 2 weeks to the next open meeting, and please talk to me again after you've spent some more time with the book. And if you have any questions about it, or let me know how your experience with it is going so far. That would be maybe the first thing for us to do together.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll fix my camera.
Okay, thank you. That's good. Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
Sal.
Nice to meet you, Kate.
And you, thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, most welcome. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Sal. Yeah, I'm also from Amy's class. I didn't
Yeah.
see you in person, but I've been really drawn to your work, and I've read Liberation Is, and I was in the book club, and I'm really drawn to the message because I did Buddhism and sitting and all that for a few years, and I've I'm reading Blown Wide Open, and I'm looking towards the next step. And and I know you have the intensive coming up, but I'm thinking that I want to read the other book first. Uh
What
can't
book?
think of it. What is
Liberate,
liberation is
The Way of
there's
Freedom. The Way
the
of
way of
Freedom.
freedom. Yeah, the way. Yeah,
Don't read that. Intensive, the Liberation is basically an intensive. The Way of Freedom is 400 pages of questions and answers. Blown Wide Open is holidays. And an intensive with me for 2 months is 100 times as powerful as any of those books. Of course
yeah,
it is. Even though I stand behind those books, I think they really deliver not just talking about enlightenment, they actually help you recognize something. But of course, being together like this, Bob, there's no comparison. An
yeah.
intensive with me for 2 months, man, your head will be off.
Yeah, you've answered my question. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I'm
don't need to read
leaning.
anything else. You don't need to
Yeah,
read anything else. Just
yeah,
stick. Just jump into the fire and say goodbye to your head.
Perfect. I really appreciate it. It's really made a difference.
That's
So
wonderful. That's
thank you.
wonderful. Thank you, Bob. Very nice to see you, man. Thank you.
Good to meet you. That's
Good to meet you also, brother. Thank you. You come to an intensive, you can wear your shoes, but leave your head at the door. Hi again, Ellen. Ellen, speaking of no head. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Sal.
Ellen doesn't have, as you can see, Helen doesn't have a head, which is very
Don't
nice.
I?
Even though it's a very pretty face, but there's no head there.
What do you mean?
Oh, that was a compliment. I was complimenting you.
Oh,
My work is about chopping your head off and being free, and clearly it worked in your case.
okay. I just wanted to, a thought struck me when you said, I'm, and I know I'm already free, but at the same time, I'm curious to take your intensive course. In addition to that, I feel very free, and I don't know if I have anything to add to what I feel. I mean, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Um, we go into a lot of stuff on an intensive, So I don't know. If one is free, one is free, but you would have a nice time, believe me. You will enjoy it a lot. And then you'll be invited to the Lions Den. We meet on every other Saturday, and you have new friends and a new community. So it's something, I don't want to convince you to have be on the intensive, but you would really like it a lot, I think, if you did.
That's enough. I mean,
Yeah.
if I would like it, I want to do it. So that's the
You'll like
answer.
it. You'll like it.
I
But
was
there's no
looking.
humor. There's no humor. I'm never humorous. No joking around. It's all serious. Come on.
Well, I'll make humor then. Okay, thank you. That was what I needed to hear.
Okay, Ellen, dear. Thank you. It'll be nice to have you.
Thank you.
There's a lot to see. You're gonna enjoy, really.
Good, good. How long
So the
does it
10th,
last?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. How
I'm sorry,
long
Ellen,
does,
please.
sorry, for interrupting all the time, but
No, 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 you're doing fine.
okay. How long does this is my first time here with you alone. I mean,
Hmm.
without Amy. How long does this session normally last?
Oh, it's usually an hour and a half. Depends on it's whenever it winds down.
Okay, thank you.
The intensive also, by the way, is 8 Sundays and 8 Wednesdays. So it's Sundays are 2 hours or more of inquiries, and then the Wednesdays are 1 hour more of question and answer. And then everything is videotaped and audio taped, so you required to also listen during the week or watch the videos again. I recommend you spend at least an hour every day listening or watching. It's an
So
intensive. It's 2 months of your life, and it will be the end of your path. So it's worth it.
Sunday and Wednesday.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yes. At 11 o'clock Eastern time, which is the
Yes.
same time as this meeting here.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in Norway now in the afternoon.
Where are you now? You're in
Well,
Norway?
it's 6 o'clock in the evening now in Norway. It
Yeah.
started at 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. You in Oslo? Bodø, Oslo?
No, I live in Stavanger, but I also have a house in Spain, so I'm
Oh, okay.
going, yeah, coming and going.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Hi, Grace. I've been very happy to see your smiling face the whole call so far. You laugh at my jokes, which of course makes me fall in love. Of course, I'm a big narcissist as I
Yeah,
am.
I love the humor. It's awesome. It's the best.
Thanks, Grace.
Um, yeah, it's very nice to be here and say I think I was able to come for a few minutes maybe last time or something, but
Okay.
I have something else scheduled anyway, so it feels like it's the first time here. But
Yeah.
I also am here because of Amy. We're sort of
Yeah.
colleagues, and I had her on my podcast, and so I know that's the way I found out about your book. And I was going to come to the intensive, as you know.
Yes, I know. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
so getting all ready with that, and
Yeah.
Stefan shared with me where, pictures about the Airbnb to stay in and
Oh, jeez.
um,
Maybe
well,
next year we'll try again.
yeah, yeah. And there was something about just I've never been to India, and that sounded like an adventure,
Yeah.
just something so unusual, and then being in Ramana Maharshi, which has been it's been so present in many things that I've done. But I'm
Cool.
I work with many people for a long time because I'm a therapist,
Okay.
and lots of people with, addiction and eating disorder and that kind of thing. And I notice where my mind goes into a lot of thinking. I really love this. You're speaking about I am the answer, and how you how you become free is you're just free.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's true.
Yes, it's so great. Um, I notice where I want to help people. They're just absolutely sure they're desperate. Or like I have a child who's 30, my oldest, my son, who's really into, it's probably like how your mother felt when you were on heroin.
She didn't know at the
Oh,
time.
I see.
No,
Well, I don't know everything
and
that's
then
going
she knew after, but and then she read my book. My book,
on. I
doesn't leave
see.
anything out.
I'm sure there's a lot with that. There's a lot happening that I don't know about, and it's probably good. Um,
Yeah.
but I feel this like a distance, or sort of a worry or a separation, and I feel like, how did, like a lot of I feel so lucky. I love my work and working with people, and
That's nice.
it's just amazing. But I sometimes will get, like, what would be the best for them, or how can they know that they're okay, or like, what do I need to do? Da, 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 anyway, so it just gets into there. And I need to read a book about that, or um, anyway, so you must sense that sometimes too, like people feeling, I'm desperate. Give me the answer.
That's a good place to be. That's the place when you're ready, when it brings you to your knees and you're humble enough and open enough to hear something, you
Yeah.
know, and humble enough to in a way, submit. I submitted myself to teachers, of course. Uh,
Yes.
I went to a teacher for help, and was very respectful. So when you're ready and desperate, then you're willing to submit but that just means to submit all of your stupid knowledge that you think you know anything. Just submit that idea that I know anything, and submit to what's true, what's true, what's true. That's all I care about. Just tell me what's true, please, please.
Yes.
So that's beautiful that you have people like that. That's great.
I love that. That's actually really, wow.
Yeah.
Just like, instead of having any little drop of fear about, oh no, that's so sad, or just good.
I think it's a good place to be.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone comes to you doing
Hmm.
therapeutic work and they're desperate, then they're going to be open. If someone comes and they're not desperate and they think they know, then they sit like this and then, yeah, what do you, this doesn't. And if you sit in front of a spiritual teacher like that or someone like me, I don't have time for that. But I
Yeah.
don't meet people like that. Everyone that comes, I feel so beautiful, humble, genuine people.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky, I think, in that way. Very rarely has I mean, occasionally if I do an open meeting here in Tiru with a lot of really spiritual, advanced people, occasionally some arrogant person comes to cause trouble. But that's
Mm.
rare and never on my open meetings, maybe once in 12 years or something. But
Wow.
so yeah, it's nice. That's nice to have people like that.
That's lovely. That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's very
yeah.
sweet.
You're doing good work, I have no doubt.
Wow. Thank you. No, I'm looking forward to, I'll just join the intensive. Instead of being
Great.
in India, I'll be in Seattle.
Yeah. Okay.
But
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Super.
It's nice to
Okay.
say hello. Yeah.
Nice to say hello, Grace. I remember that you were coming.
Yeah.
So we're going to try again next year,
Okay,
and
good.
maybe it will work. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, dear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we're good for today, unless anyone else has a pressing question they'd like to ask. What a nice time to spend. We get to spend together. I mean it when I say I very much appreciate everyone, respect everyone, really. Very, very cool, beautiful people. And so many people in this call are already in the Lion's Den, so dear friends as well already. And new friends, new dear friends, Lions to come also. So thank you very much, everyone. Much, much love. Thank you. Thank you. See you soon. We'll be back here in 2 weeks for this. Great. Thank you. Bye,
Thanks,
Mom.
Sal.
I'm not going to smoke any weed tonight, I promise. And I haven't done that in 30 years.
Thanks, Sal. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah.
Thank you.